Hi, I'm Ellie from crystallinks.com. Uh, I am trying very, very hard this whole week not to blog about Donald Trump. Today is Tuesday, July 11th, 2017, and I did do a video blog and, of course, a lot of written blogs about Trump last week at the G20 summit in Europe, and I said, okay, I've had my fill. I'm sure all of you are thinking to yourself, enough with Trump. How much worse could it get? What could go wrong? What could happen? And yet, just as I blogged when he became elected, or actually when there was a time we thought he wasn't going to be elected, I said even after Election Day, every single day we are going to hear about or read about Donald Trump in the news. Originally I thought, and I heard some chatter about maybe he's going to buy his own network, and I said, well, maybe that's when he'll step up and say what he has to say and tweet what he comes into his mind in the moment. But no, he got elected, which was sort of predictable from my perspective. And now every single day without fail, there is a Trump story. The current story is about Donald Jr., and it still goes back to the same old. The election and Trump colluding with the Russians to get him into office. He had a meeting at the G20 last week. Putin said, we didn't do anything. What do you expect Putin to say? You expect Putin to say, okay, sorry, we did it, we're guilty, we'll never do it again. No, that's ridiculous. Okay, so now we have Trump, and Trump just wants all of this to go away, okay? Just like enough with the Russians, enough with everything. And he just wants to be king, and he just wants everything to be the way he believes it should be. Go on tweeting, do what he has to do, and it's not really going to turn out that way, okay? Donald Trump Jr. is making every headline for the last 2 days. It's, did he meet with a lawyer from Russia, and what went on at that meeting, and was he colluding with the Russians to get information on Hillary Clinton, to do all kinds of things that people do anyway behind the scenes, okay? When Hillary was running, you don't think there were other people in her side of things that weren't looking for information on Trump? It goes on all the time. What's new about it? Now, with Donald Jr. meeting with Russians, it's like people are going to keep digging and digging and digging, and they are going to do everything they can to find a connection between Trump and Russia and the presidency and the election. And at the end of the day, no matter what they find, no matter what goes on, no matter what's said, he still just keeps going. He's not out of office. He's not going to be brought up on charges. I don't think his son is going to be brought up on charges. Some of the headlines say it's treason. I'm looking now at something that says Donald Trump Jr. may have committed treason. He's not going to go to jail for treason. Trump is not going to go to jail. Putin's going to continue on. It's not that they have this club of guys who got together. Who knows? I think they actually did know each other, and even in passing that there were meetings with people they knew, and we all know this already. We all know that Putin interferes in the elections, not just of the United States, but all over the world. Anything that's important, he puts his nose into it, and that's unfortunate. But he's got his agenda. Trump has his agendas, or they just keep changing, so he thinks he knows his agenda. Will he get his wall built? Probably not. Will he get his health insurance package done, his bill passed? It's such a terrible bill. It would be so unfair to everybody if it was passed, but there's something very weird about Trump becoming president, about the way things are unfolding, about the never-ending dramas. And this is the way it's going to be as long as he's president. There's no going back. There's no changing anything. His son, his son-in-law, anybody else, they say colluded. is not going to go to jail, is not going to be found guilty of anything, and life is just going to go on because it's a greater plan within the smaller plan. And we all like conspiracies. You know, the whole plan is really built, our whole reality is built on one major conspiracy, that this is real. And it's not, it's just an illusion. And it's just conspiracies within conspiracies within conspiracies. Trump I see more as a pawn in the game, actually. And he's not a very good player. He's not articulate. His facts are wrong. If he could screw up somewhere, he's going to. We know who he is, okay? I don't like to talk about him, think about him, blog about him, because I just feel there's no controlling the destiny of where this is all going to go. I still feel in my heart and in my soul there are greater truths that Trump will stumble on and bring to the fore. And whereas other presidents may have been censored by the powers that be, the cabals, whatever you want to call them, I think Trump has been put in place for a job he doesn't know he is yet to do. So in the meantime, he just stumbles along. He has his big checkoff list, okay? Yes, I want healthcare repeal and replace. I don't care what it's repealed and replaced with. I'm rich. I got all the money I need if someone's sick in my family. But there's no thought. There's no long-term thought. And when there's no long-term thought, you have to wonder if his soul is telling him, maybe you're not going to be president for a long term. You know, you want to do your checkoff list about all these things you think are helping the country, but you're doing them wrong. You don't have the right people to counsel you. If anything could be done wrong, he's going to do it. So we know what his deal is, and I really wasn't going to talk about him, but I can't help it because now it's about Donald Trump Jr. And this is my final thought on that. We're going to make jokes about it. The late night talk show hosts will joke about this whole Donald Jr. meeting with some Russian female lawyer and what was said or not said. That will become, you know, political fodder for those who want to joke about it. It'll go here, it'll go there, it'll be the story of the week, but at the end of the day, nothing's going to change. It's as if this is written and you can change the narrative as much as you think you'd like to change the narrative. The narrative is here. It's like when you watch a TV show, okay? There is the arc storyline in the TV show. That is the arc storyline. And then there's all these other little storylines with all the other little characters. But at least a couple of times during each episode, we go back to the arc storyline. And Trump is our arc storyline. Why? Because he's going to bring some truth out there. I'm telling you something that no one else has talked about, or a lot of people have speculated on, because when you look at the truth of everything that is going on in our reality now, from the simplest stories to the boldest, the terrorism, the ecology, the climate change, everything that's going on, it's all here for a purpose. It's like something is coming up. It's coming up, like a volcano is coming up. You can't run away from it. Most people follow a little here, a little there. If you have time, if you get sick of it, you walk away, but you can't help it. You put on the radio in the car, boom, they're talking about it. You go to look at the news, there it is. You got to turn on the TV, there it is. So you can't run away. It's there. I mean, you don't want to hide under a rock, and if something is said that is important, you really should know what's going on. You should. I mean, I keep a peek on things, but I guess this is the Trump chapter of the week. Okay, last week it was the G20. This week it's Donald Trump Jr. colluding, whatever he was doing, and all the jokes and all the rhetoric you want to make out of it. But at the end of the day, that's this week. Next week will be something new, something else, and, well, there's nothing much else you can say about it. Trump will not, he will remain president. Donald Trump, Donnie, the Don, the man in charge, he will remain president till something happens that takes him out of office. And I don't actually see it as an assassination. I don't like to use that word in connection with him. I see it more as just reality itself ceasing to exist, and that's it. But every little sector of everything now, if you look at it with your mind, every sector of the world, every paradigm, whatever you call it, is in movement, is in motion. It's not staying stable. It's all going, it's all feeding into something. And Trump's part of it. Sorry, but he's the guy in play, and no one else is going to step up and do it. So we wish him good luck in finally telling us the truth about, I think it's about alien interaction, going back to the beginning, and every single thing that has happened is a result of cover-ups by those who are not of this world. We can call them grays, we can call them anything you want, but those who are not of this world, who have stepped in to possibly enlighten, to control, to do whatever they're going to do with us. So good luck, Donald Trump, and I know nothing's going to take you out of office, so I hope sooner than later the truth is revealed. Thank you.